Hey, what's up guys, Stock Catcher here. Today there was just a lot of opportunity for the bulls. It was just like Monday there was a ton of plays, and then today the same thing. I think that the coming weeks is going to be really hot. I said multiple times, but around the winter time, every single year without fail in my experience, it's very like supernovas. You see like 200%, rippers 400, 500%. And we have to be ready, right? Because all it takes is a couple nice trades and you could drastically flip around your month or your year. And I'm seeing it from experience, it doesn't take a lot of nice trades where you just nail a couple trades and then you could set yourself up nice, right? So if you're not part of the team, I recommend you subscribe to the channel, become a YouTube member. I have custom channels, great community, and I share my experience there, right? I talk to one-on-one, I try to help out. So there's a lot of stocks today that really interesting, right? First stock, GNS. So GNS stock, I did make many videos on this stock, and this is the first time I'm giving an update after the sell-off. So if you go back to my video where I talked about before it made that big move up, remember that time it went from, I think it was 75 cents all the way to almost 150, right? And then I said in that video that 150 has to clear because it's not just a technical resistance, it's a very psychological, we're talking about psychology as well as the short selling side. We're not talking just about bulls. We're talking people who want to short the stock. It has to break over 150, high volume, and then continue. I said that it could go towards 2+, but it did not go over 150. It did not hold over 150, so it ended up just making a really bad sell-off. But looking at this chart, being 100% honest, the rebound was very nice. The stock reclaimed those previous levels, and then if you look at it right now, it's setting up for the potential daily extended time frame type of view, right? It's not just a quick one-day play. This could be set up for multi-week as well, right? So the reason I'm making a video on the stock, not just about the daily chart, but if you look at what happened to QMMM today, this stock, QNTM, they had news where they talked about a $700 million lawsuit, alleged stock market manipulation. And the reason this is relevant to GNS is because if you know the GNS catalyst, where was it? Where they're filing a $250 million in damages they're seeking for the class action lawsuit, right, against market maker. They're talking about Citadel, they're talking about alleged spoofing, naked short selling, as well as manipulation for GNS. So I know that Kevin Malone, he covered these stocks, both of them, and he has great information in his Twitter. If you're interested in GNS or Q and Quantum Biopharma, I recommend you follow him. And actually for QNTM, they talked about how they were spoofing fake orders, allegedly, by the banks, brokers, as well as QNTM also had that same type of price action, right? If you go to the chart on GNS as well as Quantum Biopharma, they have a big range, in my opinion. And for GNS stock, if you're holding this stock, let me know down in the comments if you want. What's your plan with the genuine? Because I know a lot of people that follow me, they like GNS. And I like what the CEO is doing as well, honestly. I'm like 100% honest. I like what he's doing with the company. And I really wish that the stock just ripping face, going over $2-5 or whatever, and the squeezing, right? But I want to know your opinion, seriously, if you want. So next stock, IVDA. IVDA, this is a stock that had news recently, and if you go to the technical chart, it's forming a potential multi-day setup. You'd already know that's my top 5 favorite strategies when it comes to trading. So for IVDA recently, they had an announcement. They talked about manufacturing localization partnership. We're talking in Egypt. So AOI Zero Tech, as well as expansion of a global AI reseller network, moving the accelerates revenue. So pretty much they're trying to, in my opinion, lower their unit costs as well as improving the margin. We're talking fundamentally speaking, right? IVDA also opening public sector EMEA channel. This is one you want to see over that previous high. I do think that the stock could go, but I'm going to be monitoring it, right? So next stock, HOLO. HOLO, this is a stock that has the biggest range, in my opinion. If you go check any small cap, I don't think a stock has more range on the daily chart than HOLO, right? It's just absurd. So this stock is sitting right near that base level. You want to see the stock have much more volume, but if you pull up the catalyst angle, this is in the quantum type of angle, right? And if you don't know anything about it, I'm not really specialized in quantum as well, but I've been seeing this year, I'm telling you, so many quantum stock are just ripping face. So if you look at the stock, the company recently expects a large swing to profitability for full year 2025. The stock projecting their net income as well to exceeding. Through 2025, HOLO has published RD breakthroughs and product claims. So HOLO stock, definitely a very interesting one. Next stock, AIRE. AIRE, this is a stock that made a really big move up back when Open was going crazy, back when Beyond Meat was going crazy. AIRE, this is a stock that I like the personality of. So you really want to see over those levels. This stock reported very large year-over-year revenue growth. This is really, big, 4,432% year-over-year for quarter ending March 31, as well as later strong year-over-year gains. AIRE publicly launched Re-Alpha Mortgage and other integrated services to capture more of the transaction value chain. So AIRE, this is another very interesting setup. I like the technical on this. I'm going to be watching, right? Next stock, CNBM. You look at this chart. This is trying to form a multi-day pattern as well, right? This is a stock that I did make a video on it, but it's just kind of in the channel. It's just kind of consolidating. It's not really going crazy, breaking out to new highs, and that's something that it's common, when you see a stock that makes a big move up initially. The stock ran 1,000%. I'm pretty sure this stock went, I think, 1,100% or 1,000% at the percent gain, right? In terms of the news release that day, it was Starlink PR. So if you don't know anything about Starlink, so basically CNBM is trying to capture recurring software and service revenue on top of their higher sales. So this is higher gross margin, in my opinion. And when you integrate a headline like Starlink, this could definitely raise their visibility as well as just be general big positive, right? Because most of these times, these small cap, they don't really have a lot going for them. I'm just being 100% honest with you. So when you have a big catalyst that drives a lot of interest, for example, Starlink, it could be Tesla, it doesn't matter what it is, it could be Walmart. So it's a really big positive thing, right? I know that there's a few people also that message me about this, saying they want to see a video on CNBM, so I'm making it as well for you guys as well, right? Next stock is Beyond Meat. So Beyond Meat, this is a stock that unfortunately made a big sell-off after that big run-up. When we found, that stock, remember I mentioned that stock around I don't even remember, this was like a while ago, like 58 cents or 55 cents, and they ended up just ripping face like 1,400%. So looking at it right now, the recent Q3 2025 result, their net revenue is down year over year, 70.2 million in Q3 2025. Weak gross profit, as well as they're pretty much trying to restructure, right? I'm looking at Beyond Meat, and I've seen videos on Twitter, which is really interesting, where people are holding large amounts of this stock. We're talking like serious money. We're not talking like, $10,000. We're talking like millions and millions plus millions of dollars, right? So I was just trying to see what they're thinking, and I completely understand where they're coming from. They're saying how they're planning on the stock to pivot, similar to Carvana, similar to Open Door, and I do definitely see what the similarity between them. If you go to the not just the technical chart, but in terms of the company completely shifting their, just turning around, right? So looking at the price point it is right now, I mean, under $1 would have been a great opportunity, right? I know there's several people on my channel also holding the stock from under $1. They messaged, right? So looking at the stock, looking at it real quick, Reuters reports November 25 jury verdict ordering Beyond Meat to pay $30 million for trademark infringement. So this is a stock where there is definitely going to be short sellers that are anticipating the stock to go down, right? If you see the negative sentiment, whether it's fundamentals or whether it's other variables, like I just said, right? But that just adds more fuel to the potential squeeze, right? The volume was just really good. I was watching the stock live, price action. It was really nice for Beyond Meat. I do hope the stock runs multi-day, considering the stock has potential drivers as well. Whether you're talking about the margin recovery, you're talking about, cost cutting, distribution, winning in terms of the distribution, and beef prices are going up. Healthy eating is just skyrocketing. More people are becoming more health conscious. I think that society is definitely going to head more towards those plant-based, that type of thing, as well as you're talking about more rebounding as well as rebranding, right? Just trying to fit the consumers. So Beyond Meat, this is one that really interesting. I'm gonna be making probably another video on it. If you're not part of the channel, I recommend you subscribe, right? So next stock is Plug. Talking about Plug stock. Looking at it right now, hydrogen fuel cell systems and electrolyzer business. So Plug basically Q3 2025, if you look at the revenue, $177 million and $65 million for the quarter growth, as well as company also announced price convertible note. So looking at Plug stock, the stock does have definite catalysts coming for you. Talking about, lower their electrolyzer sales, hydrogen, offtake agreements, or potentially margin improvement, right? Plug stock is a very nice sector as well. EV, I don't think it's going anywhere. Recommend you watch the stock, guys. Plug. There's only like one or two stocks left, guys. The next one is AST. So AST, this is a stock that I made a video on in the past. This is in that Bitcoin treasury angle. I'm just giving an update. I know that the stock, similar to the other stock I mentioned, it made a big move up and then it kind of sold off. But it looks great right now. The volume is increasing, as well as the stock has that potential, the Bitcoin angle, right? The Bitcoin holding, if you did growth, we're talking about monetization of media asset platforms, as well as potential strategic acquisition angle, right? So AST, let me know if you have the stock, again, your opinions. I'm just interested. And IXHL, the stock just constantly needs to go over 40 cents. I know today the price action was pretty nice on it. I was just looking at it. It was just kind of perking up. And the volume is just hitting my scanners as well, right? So for IXHL, they publish basically clinical updates as well as a investor shareholder update outlining their phase 2 progress and capital plan. IXHL, you want to see potential drivers for the stock, whether positive phase 2 POC result, potential partnership licensing, or demonstration of differentiated clinical signal, right, in sleep apnea. So IXHL, this is another one like GNS, AST, where a lot of you guys are interested in. I know because I get a lot of comments and messages saying you guys holding the stock, and it will help a lot, in my opinion, if you give your opinion or give your more information, right? Again, only if you're comfortable. So, we could all help out each other, right? So the next stock is last stock for the video is SMX. So SMX, this is one that I posted earlier, right? This was like $6.50 or $6.40, I don't even remember, because this was in the morning time, right? And SMX, the stock just ripping face 420%. This massive move right before the holiday. And some people might be wondering, how does that even happen? The stock goes up 420% off of news that's not even crazy. Like, if you look at the news headline, it's not even crazy. So this is the thing with small cap, is that I say many times where the news or the reason for a stock to go up does not have to be strong. I say it many times where you see a Chinese stock with terrible fundamentals, no news, and the chart doesn't even look good, and it just goes up 1,000%. That's just how small caps are. That's how a lot of short sellers get trapped. Because think about, a lot of short sellers are also playing the game. We're not just bulls in this stock market. It's bears, a lot of bears. So think about it. If you see a stock that usually fades, like SMX, the news is not even that good. It's not crazy. And this stock also has volume that's just kind of decreasing. What is just going to happen? You're going to short, and then this just rip and face into after hours, right? So yeah, the stock is going to be very interesting, because this stock always drops news. They keep dropping press releases. It's going to be really crazy if they drop a crazy news over the weekend or in pre-market, because I've seen the stock. Remember that stock SBET or BMNR, I forgot, where the stock just ripped like from 14 or 13 all the way to $150 or $140 in extended hours. I remember this was this year. This was, I think, April. I forgot, April or May, and then that was crazy. So I'm going to be watching SMX for the next week. All right, guys, have a great Thanksgiving. I know that tomorrow market's closed, and I'm going to see you guys on Friday. Have a great Thanksgiving. I'm thankful for everybody, just positive, good vibes, and we're all just trying to help each other. I'm telling you, this community is different. I wouldn't just say that about anything. I think that seriously, we're going to go very far in the coming years in terms of growth, as well as in terms of knowledge or whatever. All right, I'll see you on Friday, guys. Have a happy Thanksgiving.